Hey everyone, how's it going? Cloud here, and welcome to my guide on the Love Story quest. Now, for this quest you need the following requirements. You must have completed these quests, the Swan Song quest, and you must also have completed the Recipe for Disaster sub-quest, freeing Sir Amic Vase. You will also need these required skills: level 77 magic, level 68 construction, level 68 smithing, and level 67 crafting. All of them are able to be boosted if you don't have the actual physical level. Now, if you are going to be using temporary boost, you'll have to boost the skills twice, once at the start of the quest and once for a task later during the quest. You're also going to need to defeat various level 95 plus combat level enemies, so obviously you'll need to have a fairly decent combat level and combat stats in order to fight them. So that's it for the requirements. Now onto the items. You'll need either a steel bar or a piece of clockwork. You can soon turn the steel bar into clockwork, so that doesn't really matter. A mithril bar and 2 oak planks. And these are items to recommend from, so you're going to have to fight a dragon at one point, so protection from dragonfire would be recommended. Also, a highly recommended dragon or Zamorakian spear, which will be used in the boss fight later on using its special attack, and that's only if you're going to be using melee. You'll also obviously need good armour, food and weapons in order to fight against the various enemies. If you can, 2 different styles of attack will help you. Melee and range will be sort of more the ones I would go for. So that's it for the requirements and items. Now onto the quest starting point. So we're currently at the Drainer Village lodestone, which can be accessed via the lodestone network. And to start this quest we need to go and speak to Mabel, who we'll find in the barn, which is just northeast of Drainer Village, northwest of Fred the Farmer, and directly east of the lodestone now. When you go to talk to Mabel, you'll need to have the required skills to start, so bring your boosts if you're going to be using them. So talk to Mabel and she'll be crying, cannot stop until she gets her ring back, which is just upstairs. She cannot get it herself because she's too distraught. Agree to help her find the ring and climb the ladder just northwest of her, and you'll appear in a small maze of hay bales with the ring on the other end. You can push 1 or 2 bales at a time to reach the ring, and it's fairly easy. So this is the solution. You can obviously watch me on screen if you don't want to just actually go by the directions, but if you go north once and push the hay bale all the way to the western wall, next push the pair of hay bales to your immediate south twice, then go 1 square east and push the pair of hay bales to the south, then push the single hay bale directly west of you, and then finally push the 2 hay bales to the south of you to clear the path. As you take the ring, there will be some explosions and screaming downstairs. You want to climb back down to find Mabel hiding in a sack, and she won't come out of it if you speak to her. There is a woman, Zenevivia, however you pronounce that, walking around. Speak to her and go through all the different dialogue options, and she'll confiscate the ring, as she seems to know you and recall a few quests you've done, such as Swan Song, Garden Tranquility and One Small Favour, and eventually she'll set you on a task to get her a twig. You want to search any hay bale to get one and talk to her to give it to her. She'll thank you and say no more, so you want to speak to her again. If you ask if you can do anything else, she'll ask you for another twig, repeating this process, and asking for a reward will really trigger her anger towards you, who do quests for random people and expect rewards for them, after which she'll reveal that she knows the wise old man and that she has been following him, but after the event of Swan Song decided to follow you. She will then challenge the wise old man and you to a battle to the death, so she can prove she can defeat the 2 greatest adventurers in the world. You can ask her some questions, but after accepting the challenge she'll teleport away. So you now want to head into Drainer Village and talk to the wise old man, who you'll find in his house. He will know about Zenevivia and reveal they used to be lovers and that he misses her a lot, and there will be a cutscene showing their meeting, adventures and breakup. He'll then tell you to meet him outside, and then he will follow you to Rimington. So talk to him outside his house and agree to go, and he will follow you as you walk, and will also follow you if you use the lodestone teleports. So where we need to head now is the Rimington house portal, or player owned house portal I should say. So you want to head in that direction. You can teleport to the Port Sarim lodestone I believe, and then head that way just to speed things up for you, but I'll speak to you when you get there. So once you get to the player owned house portal, speak to him and he'll attempt to get into his old house but will not be able to because Zenevia has removed it from the teleportation matrix, so they cannot be entered. He will tell you to meet him in the house of Hengel and Anja, friends of his, and he will also tell you to bring a chisel. So you want to go to the house, which is just east of the portal, and speak to him, ask him what to do, and he'll explain the technique of chipping teleport tablets to reach the magic inside and modify the teleportation location, and he will give you 100 teletabs, and you will need to use the chisel on one of them to chip it. So this step requires level 77 magic, so you can boost your level now if it's too low. So he will then tell you to open the tablet, do so, and a puzzle will appear, and there are 2 tablet halves. You want to start with the bottom one and drag the connections from left onto the tiles in order to lead the magic from the yellow dot at the bottom of the half to the point at the top. And then when you do that, you'll need to do the same for the top half of the teletab. So what I will do, I will freeze on the screen what the correct solution is for the bottom of the puzzle and the top of the puzzle, so you guys then know what to do. So once you complete the puzzle, you'll now have access into Zenevia's house, and this will be the part where you need to prepare for different fights and that, so bring your equipment now if you haven't already got it with you. So stand next to the wise old man and break the chipped teleportation tablet and you'll be teleported into Zenevia's house, which has been completely renovated. So the house is not safe. If you die, your gravestone will appear in Rimington outside the house portal and you will arrive at your respawn point. But a quick way to get back is to use the Port Sarim lodestone and run west. So he will comment that she's redecorated and note that you have to go through the dungeon to reach her. Go east to the dungeon and tell him to go first, and a cutscene will show him getting injured by a trap, and he will tell you to bring a steel and mithril bar and 2 oak planks. You need to use the steel bar on the clockmaker's bench in the workshop just north of the entrance to make a clockwork, unless you've already got the clockwork with you, and this is where you need to boost your smithing, crafting, construction, and then talk to him about what to do next. So he'll suggest you make a dummy to confuse and disable all the traps, sit behind the bench and make a dummy, and then you need to put it into the dungeon, and the controls are easy, it's just like normal walking. Now during this part there is a pulsating purple light around your screen as seen. Any players sensitive to flashing lights should proceed with caution, and an update on the 19th of July added an interface to reduce the light's frequency. So the idea is to make the dummy keep moving around and set off all the traps. So this is how many traps are in each room. So starting at the stair room there's 1 trap, the room with the pit dog has 2 traps, the room with the pit ogre has 2 traps, the room with the pit rock protector has 2 traps, the room with the pit scabarite has 1 trap, the room with the pit black demon has 2 traps, the room with the pit iron dragon has 2 traps, and ending at the stair room is 1 last trap. So you want to deactivate all of them by walking onto them and then return to the surface. So once you've done that and you're satisfied you've set off all the traps, you can now safely enter the dungeon and fight your way to Zenevia. So you'll now need to work your way through and kill all of the dungeon pit monsters. They're not particularly strong, the only ones you'll have to be a little bit careful of will be like the iron dragon because of the dragonfire, but if you've brought the relevant equipment you'll handle yourself pretty well. So there's a level 63 pit dog, a level 70 pit ogre, a level 77 pit rock protector, a level 81 scarabite, a level 84 black demon, and a level 204 iron dragon. So once you've killed all the enemies and made it to the end, you want to speak to the wise old man who will want to make up with Zenevia, and if you're ready to do the fight you then want to head upstairs. Now after talking to Zenevia you can teleport out to prepare for the last fight, you won't have to fight the monsters again. So talk to her, and the wise old man will try to talk to her as well, but she's too angry with him and starts the battle. You'll need melee and range, all magic, but range is more heavily advised, as she'll teleport around on different statues and makes flames appear on the square you're standing on, so you need to be able to move around to avoid being damaged by them. Now she'll attack both you and the wise old man with blood barrage, which can hit high and heal her, so protect from magic is recommended at use at all times. So she'll summon flames every few seconds, and if you do not move quickly, they'll rapidly hit you for 30 to 40 life points, which cannot be blocked. Eat when necessary and continue attacking her when you can. Now when she yells aha, she will create a fire around her and destroy one of the statues and teleport onto it. Now there's a few tips here. Do not rely on the wise old man to deal damage, because he does not hit that very often. Zenevivia cannot be poisoned or stunned and has no weakness to a specific type. The wise old man can be damaged to the point of death, but he won't die, so you haven't got to worry about that. Now when she appears on the statue, if you have brought your dragon or Zamorakian spear and used a special move, you'll knock her off the statue pedestal, and then you'll be able to carry on fighting her, and that will stop her using that to her advantage. The kick and stomp abilities will also work, as well as the actual normal weapon special attacks. Now if you're using a melee weapon, you can finish the fight relatively quickly by standing between the statues and attacking her while she's on one. By standing here, she cannot knock you back, and you'll be able to attack her continuously, but she will still attack with a fire spell. If you're struggling with the fight, a ring of recoil can be quite useful as well. So after you successfully defeated her, the wiser man will tell her about the Drain the Bank robbery, and that he is a self-centered battle mage like her, and she will confess also having missed him, and they forgive each other, and there'll be another cutscene and you'll return to drain the village. So ask Zenevivia about Mabel's ring, and she'll inform you that she and the wise old man will plan to rob the wizard's tower to replenish their depleted supplies, and they tell you to watch from the telescope. She will also not give you the party hat that the wise old man gave her, as borrowed items cannot be traded. A little reference there. So if you go upstairs and look through the telescope, you'll watch the wizard's tower robbery mini cutscene. After defeating all the wizards, they're attacked by a giant familiar known as the Thingummy summoned by the incompetent Triborn. You won't see it, but you'll see it from the monster's perspective, and you'll see rapid earth surges being used on the wise old man and Zenevivia, and they'll be forced to give up their endeavour and return. So after they return, ask about the robbery and then for Mabel's ring, and then after going through the dialogue, it will come up, congratulations, you've completed the love story quest. You're awarded 2 quest points, 50,000 construction and magic experience, 40,000 smithing and crafting experience, 30,000 coins, any unused house teleport tablets from the wise old man, the ability to make teleport to house tablets chipped, which will allow you to teleport to any of the player-owned house portals. It doesn't matter which one your actual house is at. You'll get the dark stone player-owned house decorating style. The cost of servants will be reduced by 25%. You can now build dungeon pits in your player-owned house. Zenevivia can be facing the Dominion Tower, 2 treasure hunter keys and 2 hearts of ice. So there we are, quest complete. Now there are a couple of additional rewards that you can do, and they are required for the master questgate requirement. So what you can do, return Mabel's ring to her, and Mabel will give you a bankable lamp, which will grant you 10,000 experience in any skill over level 60. After the quest, you can talk to the Drainer Tree Guard at Drainer Village and offer to chop down the tree to help him down, and he'll reward you with 5,000 coins. And also what you can do is travel to Keldagrim to talk to a dwarf called Runvastar, who lives on Keldagrim's east side house, directly south of the pickaxe shop. If you deliver his diary to the wise old man back in Drainer Village, you'll earn the ability to chip house teletabs to teleport you to Trollheim as well, so that's quite handy for accessing the God Wars dungeon. But yeah, for the quest overall, and not too difficult quest, obviously a little bit time consuming the bit when you're actually going through Zenevia's house, obviously having to set off the traps with the dummies, probably the longest bit. But overall rewards are pretty decent. The teletabs are quite handy. You should hopefully have like 99 of them left over, as you should only really need to use the one teletab. Obviously the XP rewards are good, and obviously the player owned house specific rewards are pretty good as well. But yeah, overall, I don't think you'll run into any problems following my guide. However, if you do get stuck, leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll help you out as best I can. If not, thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, favourite, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. Cheers everyone, bye bye.